It's about to go down.
Welcome back to Delete News, where we don't just talk about politics, scandal, and news. We explore the stories that shape our culture. Today, we're diving into Black love in its realest form. Not the fairy tales, not the Instagram filters, but the partnerships built on growth, healing, loyalty, and showing up for each other through every season. From Grant Hill and Tamia's quiet, elegant devotion to Angela Bassett and Courtney B. Vance's faith-rooted partnership, to Gabrielle Union and Dwayne Wade's honest, imperfect, but deeply intentional love, these couples remind us that Black love is powerful, layered, and worth celebrating. So let's take a moment to honor the couples who reminds us that love is not just a feeling, it's a choice, a commitment, a legacy. Let's dive in. Deion Sanders and Karrueche Tran. A love story or perfect timing, exploring age, timing, and the questions around their connection. When Deion Sanders and Karrueche Tran were first spotted together, the internet didn't whisper. It roared. The pairing raised eyebrows for several reasons. The age difference, the timing after his breakup with Tracy Edmonds, and Karrueche's own public dating history, which has often been dissected more harshly than her male counterparts. But beneath the noise lies a deeper question. Can two people from different generations, different life stages, and different relationship histories build something real? This is where the story gets interesting. The age gap, 30 years of life experience. Deion is in his late 50s, a grandfather, a coach, a man who has lived multiple lives. Karrueche is in her mid-30s, career-focused, stylish, social, and still in her prime. Age gap relationships aren't new, especially in Hollywood, but this one stands out because of the difference in life chapters. Deion is in a reflective, legacy-building era. Karrueche is in a freedom, travel, and self-branding era. The contrast is sharp, but sometimes opposites create balance. The timing, a breakup, a health scare, and a new face. Deion and Tracy Edmonds ended an 11-year relationship because of long-distance strain, career demands, growing apart. No scandal, no cheating, just life. But shortly after the breakup, Deion faced serious medical challenges, including bladder cancer surgery. And during that vulnerable moment, Karrueche appeared in the hospital video, emotional, supportive, and present. To some, it looked like a woman stepping in when a man needed comfort, a relationship forming in a moment of vulnerability, a connection built on timing rather than long-term compatibility. To others, it looked like genuine care, a woman showing up when it mattered, a new chapter for a man who values loyalty and presence. Both interpretations exist, and both deserve space. Karrueche's dating history, public, short-term, and often misread. Karrueche's relationships have been high profile, shorter in duration, with wealthy, famous men. This has led to public labels, some unfair, some rooted in pattern spotting. But it's also true that she was young during the Chris Brown era. She has grown significantly since then. She has built her own career and income. She has not publicly chased scandal or chaos. Her dating history raises questions, but it doesn't define her. Some observers have noted she appeared in places where Deion was. Associates may have connected them. The timing aligned perfectly after his breakup. Her presence increased during his health crisis. This creates a narrative that could look opportunistic, but it could also look like fate, alignment, or genuine connection. Again, the truth may be somewhere in the middle. Here's the part that matters most. Deion Sanders is a man who values loyalty, emotional support, family, peace, presence. Karuechi has shown warmth, care, low drama energy, a willingness to show up, a desire for stability. Sometimes love isn't about matching backgrounds, it's about matching needs. And sometimes the person who shows up during your hardest moment becomes the person you trust most. If this is real love, it's not the fairy tale kind. It's the grown folk kind. The kind that forms after heartbreak, after health scares, after life humbles you. It's the kind that asks, can two people with different histories build something new? Can timing create connection? Can a relationship born in vulnerability grow into something lasting? May this relationship thrives in its greatest moments and prove that everyone needs to be
Is a beautiful thing.
Brielle and Dwayne first met in 2007 while co-hosting a Super Bowl party. At the time, she was newly divorced and he was navigating the end of his first marriage. She initially dismissed him because of the age gap and his messy resume, but later admitted he had wisdom, humor, and honesty that surprised her. By 2010, they made their red carpet debut and began openly discussing their relationship, even appearing on the cover of Essence in 2012 to talk about taking things slow and building intentionally. They've talked publicly about splitting finances, 50-50 prenups, therapy, parenting a blended family, navigating fame as a team. This transparency is part of why people connect to them. They don't pretend it's perfect. Their support for Zaya's transition is one of the most powerful examples of modern Black parenting. Dwayne has said, it's our job to listen to her and make sure she feels seen and protected. Gabrielle has embraced being a stepmother to Zaire, Zaya, Xavier, and Davion, and together they welcomed Kavia via surrogate in 2018 after years of fertility struggles. Gabrielle said their careers pulled them apart temporarily. Dwayne's mother and sister were initially unsure about Gabrielle because of the age gap and her celebrity status. It took years to build mutual trust. From age differences to blended family dynamics, they've been under a microscope for over a decade, yet they've remained united in how they present themselves. He conceived a son, Xavier, during their time apart and told Gabriel before they reconciled. He publicly called the child a blessing, but Gabrielle later revealed the emotional devastation she felt. She suffered 8 to 9 miscarriages due to adenomyosis. She wrote that learning about the baby shattered her soul into fine dust. This is one of the most difficult chapters of their relationship, and one they've both spoken about with honesty and accountability. They don't hide their flaws. They talk openly about mistakes, therapy, communication, rebuilding trust. This honesty is part of their healing. Gabrielle frequently celebrates Dwayne publicly, birthdays, anniversaries, milestones, with heartfelt tributes. Dwayne, in turn, praises her intelligence, strength, and the home she creates for their family. They are unified in supporting Zaya, raising Kavia with joy, maintaining a blended family with love and structure. Despite the breakup, the baby, the scrutiny, and the challenges, they recommitted to each other and built a stronger foundation afterward. Gabrielle jokes about Dwayne's sabotage photography and their travel quirks, showing that even with heavy history, they still laugh together. Gabrielle Union and Dwayne Wade are not a fairy tale. They are a testimony of imperfection, accountability, healing, blended family love, growth, showing up even when it's hard. This is why their love is unique. Despite all the imperfections, they chose each other in the midst of the storms. When you love a person, it takes patience, understanding, and faith that person will receive you just as much as you receive them. This love shows how to love the imperfections and flaws and still being respectful, loving, and caring. Angela Bassett and Courtney B. Vance didn't fall in love instantly, and that's what makes their story so special. They met as students at the Yale School of Drama, but sparks didn't fly right away. They were simply classmates, then friends, then two artists navigating their careers. Years later, when life brought them back into each other's orbit, the timing was finally right. Their love grew slowly, intentionally, and with deep respect. It wasn't a whirlwind, it was a foundation. They married in 1997, and from the beginning, their relationship has been defined by faith, communication, shared values, a genuine admiration for each other's craft. They are each other's biggest cheerleaders, not in a performative Hollywood way, but in a grounded, spiritual, deeply human way. Courtney often says Angela is the one, and Angela describes Courtney as her rock. Their love feels steady, grown, and intentional. Angela and Courtney's journey to parenthood wasn't easy. After years of trying and facing fertility challenges, they welcomed their twins, Bronwyn and Slater, via surrogate in 2006. This chapter transformed their marriage. 1. They became a true team. Parenthood required them to lean on each other in new ways, sharing responsibilities, supporting each other's careers, creating a stable, loving home. They moved in sync, not in competition. 2. They built a family culture rooted in love and discipline. Angela is nurturing and warm. Courtney is structured and intentional. Together, they created a home where their kids feel safe, grounded, and proud of their heritage. 3. Their children gave their marriage new purpose. After years of focusing on their careers, the twins brought joy, balance, a deeper sense of partnership. Their family became their anchor. Angela and Courtney's love stands out because it's not loud, it's consistent. They show respect in how they speak about each other, unity in how they raise their children, grace in how they navigate fame, strength in how they handle challenges. They are a reminder that Black love can be soft, steady, spiritual, and beautifully ordinary in the best way. Angela and Courtney represent a version of Black love that is mature, faith-centered, family-focused, built on friendship, strengthened by shared purpose. Their twins didn't just complete their family, they deepened the emotional glue between them. This is the kind of love that need to be celebrated, a love that grows, evolves, and stands firm through every season.
Ooh, how romantic!
Grant Hill and Tamia have one of the most elegant, inspiring, and quietly powerful Black love stories of our time. Their background is rich, layered, and perfect for a feature that celebrates longevity, grace, and partnership. Grant Hill and Tamia, a love story built on grace, resilience, and unshakable devotion. Their story begins in the mid-90s when both were rising stars in their own lanes. Grant Hill was the NBA's golden boy, charismatic, humble, and one of the league's most respected players. Tamia was a young Canadian singer with a voice that felt like velvet and a career blessed by Quincy Jones himself. They were introduced by singer Anita Baker, who famously said she knew they belonged together. She wasn't wrong. Grant and Tamia married in 1999, and from the beginning, their relationship radiated mutual respect, emotional maturity, a deep spiritual foundation, a genuine friendship that anchors everything else. They didn't chase the spotlight. They built a home. Their love story isn't perfect. It's real. In 2003, Tamia was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, a life-changing moment that could have shaken any marriage. Instead, Grant became her rock. He adjusted his NBA schedule. He learned her triggers and symptoms. He supported her through treatment and recovery. He protected her privacy and dignity. Their bond deepened through compassion and teamwork. Grant's career-ending injuries. Grant faced his own battles, multiple ankle surgeries, infections, and a near-fatal MRSA episode. During this time, Tamia became the emotional center of the family. She balanced motherhood, music, and caregiving. She kept their home grounded and peaceful. They took turns being strong for each other. This is what makes their love story extraordinary. Grant and Tamia are a masterclass in balance. Grant brings calm leadership, emotional steadiness, loyalty, a protector's spirit. Tamia brings warmth, strength, creativity, a nurturing, elegant presence. Together, they create a relationship that feels safe, grown, and deeply intentional. They share two daughters, Mila and Lael, and have built a family culture rooted in love, privacy, education, emotional intelligence, Black excellence. Their home is their sanctuary, not a stage. Tamia's catalog is filled with songs that reflect emotional depth and real partnership. Still, Beautiful Surprise, Officially Missing You. Her music often mirrors the stability and devotion she experiences at home. Why their love story resonates. Grant and Tamia represent a version of Black love that is elegant, resilient, balanced, private but powerful, built on mutual care, not performance. They don't chase headlines. They don't manufacture drama. They simply love each other consistently, quietly, beautifully. A love story defined by grace, resilience, and unwavering devotion, proof that Black love can be soft, strong, and everlasting.
It's like true love.
Before we end, we have to honor the blueprint. Denzel and Pauletta Washington. Over 40 years of marriage, 4 children, and a partnership that has outlasted entire eras of the entertainment industry. Their love isn't loud. It isn't performative. It's steady, private, and built on a foundation most couples dream of. While other relationships rise and fall under the spotlight, Denzel and Pauletta have shown us what commitment looks like when it's rooted in respect, faith, and choosing each other every single day. They are the heartbeat of this series, the couple whose longevity makes every other love story even more meaningful. In a world where celebrity relationships flicker like flashbulbs, Denzel and Pauletta Washington stand as a quiet, unshakable force. Over 40 years of marriage, 4 children, and a legacy that spans film, philanthropy, and faith, they remain the gold standard of Black love. Steady, private, and deeply rooted in mutual respect. Their story isn't loud. It isn't performative. It's real, intentional, and built to last. Their love story began in the late 1970s on the set of the TV movie Wilma. Denzel was a young, hungry actor. Pauletta was already established. In fact, she was the higher earner at the time. That detail matters because it sets the tone for their entire relationship. Pauletta was never in Denzel's shadow. She was his equal, his match, his grounding force. They dated for years, and Denzel proposed multiple times before Pauletta finally said yes. A running joke they still laugh about today. They married in 1983, long before Denzel became a global icon. And as his star rose, Oscars, blockbusters, worldwide fame, Pauletta remained the center of the home, the keeper of the family, and the anchor of his spirit. Denzel has said repeatedly, "Pauletta is the reason for anything I've accomplished." That's not a soundbite. It's the truth of their dynamic. Together, they raised 4 children: John David, Katia, Malcolm, Olivia. Each one grounded, educated, and successful in their own right. Their home was built on faith, discipline, education, emotional intelligence, privacy, love. Pauletta was the heartbeat of the household. Denzel was the protector and provider. Together, they created a family culture that feels rare in Hollywood. Denzel has said that marriage is not about perfection. It's about commitment. Their foundation rests on faith. They are deeply spiritual. Communication, honest, direct, respectful. Humility, no ego, no competition. Teamwork, they move as one. Privacy, they protect their union from the world. They don't chase headlines. They don't perform their love for social media. They simply live it. No long marriage is without storms. They've faced Hollywood rumors, career pressures, public scrutiny, the demands of raising children while constantly in the spotlight. But they never let the outside world dictate the inside of their marriage. Their silence is their strength. Their unity is their shield. Pauletta Washington is the definition of a Black woman whose power is quiet but undeniable. She is a classically trained pianist, a philanthropist, a producer, a mother, a woman of faith, a partner who held the family together while Denzel built his career. Denzel may be the face the world sees, but Pauletta is the foundation everything stands on. He knows it, she knows it, and the world respects it. Denzel and Pauletta represent the kind of Black love that is steady, mature, intentional, private, built on real partnership, strengthened by time, not weakened by it. They show us that love isn't about perfection. It's about commitment, respect, and choosing each other every day, even when life gets loud. A living example of what Black love looks like when it's nurtured, protected, and honored. Their marriage is a reminder that true partnership isn't about spotlight or spectacle. It's about building a life together, brick by brick, year after year. They are the blueprint. They are the standard. They are the love story that proves longevity is still possible. Before I go, let me just say, when we look at couples like Denzel and Pauletta, Grant and Tamia, Angela and Courtney, and even Gabriel and Dwayne, we're not just looking at celebrity relationships. We're looking at examples of what love can be when two people actually show up. Because today, too many relationships collapse at the first sign of discomfort. People run the moment life gets hard. Expectations are sky high, but the effort is low. Communication disappears when the conversation turns to finances, building a future, or taking accountability. Anger replaces patience. Insults replace understanding. Pride replaces partnership. And the truth is simple. Love cannot exist in those dynamics. Not real love, not lasting love. Not the kind of love that builds families, legacies, or decades of commitment. The couples we highlighted aren't perfect, but they are intentional. They communicate, they grow, they forgive, they build, they stay when it's easier to leave. They choose each other, not just in the good seasons, but in the storms. That's why their stories matter, because they remind us that love isn't magic. It's work, it's maturity, it's humility, it's choosing partnership over ego, communication over silence, effort over entitlement, and respect over reaction. If today's relationships want to last, they don't need perfection. They need the same ingredients these couples have shown us for decades: commitment, communication, compassion, and consistency. This is Black love. This is legacy. And this is what it looks like when two people decide to build something that time, fame, pressure, and life itself cannot break. Thanks for watching and hope you like, subscribe, comment. You are helping me to build my community.